What's up everyone, and welcome back to the MMA field. Today let's get started with Khamzat Chimaev and Nate Diaz story. Khamzat Chimaev says Nate Diaz has turned him down 10 times. Since joining the UFC, Chimaev has become a massive star and there have recently been rumblings that the promotion wanted to book him against Diaz. So far, the fight has not been made official and now Chimaev has taken to social media to blast Diaz as he claims the Stockton native has turned him down 10 times. Bitch, you're not ashamed to open your mouth at all. You refused to fight 10 times. At Nate Diaz 209, Chimaev wrote on Twitter. Whether or not Nate Diaz has actually turned down Khamzat Chimaev 10 times is uncertain, but the Swede has been vocal in the fact that Stockton Slugger has declined the fight. Diaz, meanwhile, appears to disagree as before Chimaev sent that tweet he claimed the Swede was hurt and not ready to fight on July 30th. Khamzy and Connor are on the injured pussy list, so I don't know why they're talking shit when they are broken, Diaz wrote. If the Chimaev-Diaz fight does not come to fruition, it's uncertain who they would be paired up against next. Regardless, they are both massive stars, so no matter who they fight it will have a ton of eyeballs on it. Khamzat Chimaev, 11-0, is coming off the biggest win of his career, as he beat Gilbert Burns by decision at UFC 273. In the UFC, he holds wins over Li Jingliang, Gerald Meerschaert, Reese McKee, and John Phillips. Nate Diaz, 20-13, meanwhile, has not fought since he suffered a decision loss to Leon Edwards at UFC 263 in June. It was his first fight since he lost to Jorge Masvidal for the BMF belt at UFC 244, which was just months after his return against Anthony Pettis at UFC 241, which he won by decision. What do you make of Khamzat Chimaev saying Nate Diaz has turned him down 10 times? Second story for today, Henry calls Rose vs Esparza 2 the worst fight in UFC history. Rose, you just don't deserve a rematch. Henry has dubbed last weekend's Rose vs Carla Esparza rematch as the worst fight in UFC history. Rose, 11-5, put her strawweight on the line against Esparza, 19-6, in the co-headliner of last Saturday's UFC 274 event in Phoenix. The bout served as a rematch as the pair had previously met back in December of 2014, where it was Cookie Monster who came out with the victor by way of submission to capture the promotion's inaugural strawweight world title. It was an anticipated rematch, with both combatants entering the bout sporting impressive win streaks. In attendance for the high-stakes affair were fellow fighters Paddy Pimblett, Henry, Sean O'Malley, Chuck among others. Unfortunately for those fighters, as well as the thousands in attendance and millions watching worldwide, Saturday's Rose vs Esparza rematch proved to be a snooze fest. Very few strikes were thrown throughout the course of 25-minute affair and yet not much grappling occurred either. Instead, fans were left with a lot of posturing and feints from both fighters. After 25 minutes of dismal action, Esparza was awarded the win by way of split decision. Many fellow fighters voiced their displeasure with the performances of both Rose and Esparza following their fight at UFC 274, but Henry took things a step further by dubbing the contest as the worst fight in UFC history. That was absolutely terrible, Henry told the Schmo. It reminded me of like two people trying to do capoeira where they literally weren't hitting each other. The worst fight in UFC history. Not even a championship fight, the worst fight in UFC history. In addition, Henry does not believe Rose should be granted an immediate rematch. The winner of Joanna and Weili needs to fight for the championship next. Rose, you just don't deserve a rematch. Like that was so horrible. You can't do that to my fans in Phoenix. I brought my wife over there, she was excited to see it. And yeah, for what? Do you agree with Henry Cejudo that Rose vs Esparza 2 feet was the worst fight in UFC history? Comment below.
That was absolutely terrible. It reminded me of like two people trying to do capoeira where they literally weren't hitting each other. The worst fight in UFC history, not even a championship fight, the worst fight in UFC history. With Weili coming in and her, she's going to be moving out to Arizona, man. So with her coming out here and then being at Fight Ready full time, man, you can put anybody in front of that girl. I promise you, man. Her wrestling's going to get better because I only dealt with her for 7 weeks. I imposed my philosophy, my training regiments with her, and I think it's just a matter of time before, you know, you are going to be hearing NU from Zhang Weili, because the winner of Joanna and and Whaley needs to fight for the championship. Rose, you just don't deserve a rematch like that. That was so horrible, dude. You can't do that to you can't do that to my fans in Phoenix. I brought my wife over there. She was excited to see it, and yeah, for what?